On our previous video, we showed you how to use our pop-up templates to make pop-up greeting cards. In this video, entitled POP-A-STENCIL, we're going to show you how to use your dry embossing stencils, like we show down here, to make pop-up greeting cards. There are a lot of dry embossing stencils out there that would make very nice looking pop-ups if you use the template, the stencil, to cut out a design in your card. Here we use the poinsettia. Here's a sample where we used a ghost stencil. And here we used a scarecrow stencil. There's a lot of stencils out there where you could use those stencils to make a pop-up greeting card. Now, if you recall, on our pop-up video, we pointed out that on the sides of our templates are these notches. Those notches are right down the center of the template, and that's how we line up our template on our paper to cut, to make sure we're cutting on the fold. So what we're going to do with the dry embossing stencils is we're going to use our template called POP-A-STENCIL. And this is just a template that has a bunch of lines in it. You can kind of see them there on the screen. Take your dry embossing stencil, place it on top of the POP-A-STENCIL, and get it centered as best you can. It doesn't have to be exact. And tape the two together. After you've taped them together, turn it over, place it on a cutting pad, and then with the back of a dull knife blade. Now, for this particular action, it's good to use one of these number 11 blades because I don't recommend it for cutting, so I'll just use the back of that. I've turned it around backwards to use that as a scratching tool. In our POP-A-STENCIL template, there is also a notch in the center. That's designating the center of the template. Put a scratch mark, go right through that slit. You're scratching right into the stencil that's underneath of it. Now the rest of the lines are labeled A through P, going both directions. You need to find the outermost matching pair of lines where you can still see dry embossing stencil. You can see right through these lines to be able to see where the template is. Now I start at the outside, work my way in until I can find a line that has stencil that I can see. In this case, down on this end, it's line N, but I'm not going to scratch it yet. You need to go to the other end to see if you can also see the stencil underneath that line. If you can, that's the line you're going to scratch at both ends. It has to be the same letter at both ends when you're scratching. After you've got those three scratches put in there, if you look real close here, I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not, you'll see a scratch line over here on this side. You'll see one down the center, and then you'll see one over on this side. So if we take what's going to be the inside layer of our card now, and we'll fold that in half, put our crease on it with the roller, open that back up, and now we'll line up that center line on the fold, and you're going to have to tape it down while you cut part of it, but ultimately you're going to cut all the way around that entire stencil with the exception of any part of the stencil that's above the top line, that's over here, and any part of the stencil that's below the bottom line, which is this part over here. After we've cut that all out, it's going to look like this. So then we'll take our folding aid, we'll slip it underneath our design, we'll bring it all the way down to the bottom just like we did with our pop-ups. We line up another template underneath, and we reach underneath and we push that folding aid up and over to get that crease on the bottom. Now there's not a whole lot of area there to fold, so you might be able to even get by doing it without having the template on the top, but just get a nice crease on the bottom and the top. After you've got those creases started, then turn it over, reverse that fold that's in the middle, close it, and again use your roller to put the final crease on that. Now you might be a little bit off on your cutting, and if so, this will correct it. If you end up that the corners aren't quite lined up, then just trim it again with your cutter, and then that will get attached to the inside of your regular card, like so. And you can decorate it, and you'll end up with something like this. So turn all of those existing dry embossing stencils into pop-up templates.